Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Shriman Narayan. I welcome all of you to our Thursday Satsang at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those of you that's watching this discourse on live feed locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome those of you that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted in the various groups from around the world subsequently. In this series of our discourses, modern science is catching up with supreme science, although they are light years away. And we continue the series. Last week, we started creation. And we stated that all is embodied within the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shriman Narayan, whom we already established in our series Lord Narayan is in everything and everything is in Lord Narayan. We also used all the authorized scriptures and proved beyond all reasonable doubt that Lord Shriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Sri Ramanuj is the Adi Guru, his purport, his commentary on Vedanta is the only complete commentary that interfaces the commentary and Sanatan Dharma in its absolute state. And I want to explain to those that may think I have a sectarian point of view by promoting the Sri Ramanuj Sampradaya. So just a little background. When Lord Sri Krishna left this universe or the planet Earth over 5,000 years ago, and he sank the city in which he was living, today modern science has confirmed that the city that Lord Sri Krishna sank, which lies in the ocean, at that point in time, there were no other cities in comparison to all the modern effects that city had just over 5,000 years ago. So modern science, it does not matter whether they confirm or not, but to set at ease the mind of the confused that think Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism and the Vedas is a myth. This world of information technology is at a very fast rate eradicating those thoughts. The Vedas is not a myth, it is not a superstition, it is absolute science. And this is in this series, when this series ends, we will learn that there is no other science except the science of the Vedas. The science of the Vedas is ancient because it has existed eternally, and the science of the Vedas is also very new, for it exists today. The science of the Vedas existed yesterday. The science of the Vedas exists today, and the science of the Vedas will exist tomorrow, because the science of the Vedas is eternal. Modern science, a few hundred years ago, believed that the planet Earth was flat. The Vedas, over 5,000 years ago, stated that the planet Earth and all other planetary systems are spherical. Coming back, when Lord Sri Krishna left, Kali Yuga set in. After Lord Sri Krishna left, the darkness set in, and as the darkness set in, it invaded the minds of the divine to such an extent, and it corrupted the minds of the divine to such an extent that the mind of humanity became non-divine. And in this non-divine state, there was such a great darkness and so much of innocent animals being slaughtered every second of every hour, that Lord Sriman Narayan came down as Buddha, and he decried the Vedas, and he postulated an atheistic system, so that the corrupted humans at that point in time became passive. He taught them to experience non-violence. He taught them to experience peace. And he taught them to reject the Vedas, because it was easier to make them reject the entire Vedas than make them reject their corrupted interpretation of the Vedas. In this state, I want you to imagine a jigsaw puzzle. Dana, can you imagine a jigsaw puzzle? You played with jigsaw puzzles when you were a boy, young boy. How many did you get right? None. Dana? Done. Okay? You have to be honest in this satsang, and Dana is honest. Alright? He can't get 10 identical blocks. together, how he is going to get a jigsaw puzzle together, Dana. So I want you to imagine the jigsaw puzzle. Okay? Lord Narayan came and he booted out the jigsaw puzzle. He booted out the jigsaw puzzle and all the pieces landed all over the shore. As Lord Buddha. Then Adi Shankar Acharya came back and he found all the pieces. He found all the pieces. He took one or two pieces of the jigsaw puzzle where he saw it fit, but he did not see the picture. He saw the design. The design. You all know how jigsaw puzzles are. Sometimes designs can fit into each other without giving you a true picture of those parts that fit together. All of you understand? So Adi Shankar Acharya, he found the jigsaw puzzle, he found the pieces, he put a few pieces together that fit in by design but not in context. You understand what I'm saying? And he called his finding of the jigsaw puzzle and put in a few pieces together, he called that Advaita. He called it Advaita. The value of Adi Shankar Acharya is immense because there was no jigsaw puzzle. He found the jigsaw puzzle, he found the pieces, but he could not put them together. He put a few parts which were not correct. But the value is in finding the jigsaw puzzle. In that, he re-established Sanatan Dharma in the minds of those that had now turned to atheism. But he did not re-establish the substance of Sanatan Dharma in the minds of those people. And then 1,000 years ago was born Lord Sri Ramanuj. And I call him the supreme scientist because the Vedas is nothing but science. The Vedas is nothing but science. The Vedas is not religion. Vedas is not religion. The Vedas don't tell you do this and you'll get this and do that and don't do that, and if you don't do that, that will happen to you. You understand? The Vedas is science and it is a scientific way of living, not a religious way of living, a scientific way of living. The Vedas is not religion, it is an organized manner in which humanity may sustain themselves until they are liberated from these bodies that they inhabit on earth. So the Vedas teach you how to scientifically approach a societal configuration with total harmony. All of you understand? And it was Lord Sri Ramanuj 1,000 years ago who took over 60 years to put all the pieces of the puzzle back exactly as it was originally manufactured. And I want to repeat, it was Lord Sri Ramanuj that took 60 years to put all the pieces of the puzzle back in its original, authentic, manufactured form. Don't you think he's the perfect scientist? Because what does science mean? To know things as they really are, and if he put all the Vedas in their context, and this is the confusion in Sanatana Dharma. People read the Vedas out of context. People do not understand the manner in which the Vedas were presented by the rishis and the munis. People do not understand the idea behind presenting the Vedas in mantra form. What is a mantra? Sita, what is a mantra? I can see you right at the back.
Frequency.
It is a?
Frequency.
Frequency. Sita, you check in. A mantra is a sound vibration. Sita, you want to read?
A mantra is a sacred utterance, a luminous sound, a syllable, word or phenomenon, or group of words in Sanskrit, believed by practitioners to have psychological and spiritual powers.
Okay. A mantra is a sound, a specific sound vibration. A mantra is a specific sound vibration that helps the mind, to reach a particular frequency. A mantra, Sita, a mantra is a specific sound vibration which helps the mind to reach a certain frequency in which the mind understands the law or the essence of the object of the mantra. So when the mind is in the same frequency with the object that it seeks, then the mind and that object, the mind merges in that object and understands all its secrets. You understand, all of you? A mantra helps the mind. A mantra is a specific sound vibration that helps the mind to reach the frequency of the object or the law of the object or the essence of the object, and it helps the mind to merge into that frequency so it can understand the secrets of that object. Example, Sita. Who discovered gravity? Scientists, scholars. Who? Potato. Who?
Newton.
Isaac Newton.
Einstein or Newton?
Newton.
Sita, who discovered gravity, Einstein or Newton? The world is watching South African. Who?
Einstein.
Who?
Einstein.
Who scientist in front of me? Modern scientist. I'm not asking you a Rishi's name. I'm asking you a modern scientist name. How did he understand the law of gravity?
He was sitting under a tree and an apple fell on his head.
On who? Newton?
Einstein.
Einstein? You sure? Not an orange? Are you sure? Not an orange? No, Sita, you won't find the orange falling. Don't look on the internet. How did he discover the law of gravity? And I'm talking about Einstein. So when he saw the apple, Sita, you won't find it there. Look at the Guru. When he observed the apple, to what does the apple belong? And what does the tree belong? Nature. So Einstein was doing an observation on nature. The apple belongs to the tree, which belongs to nature, and the apple lost its grip on the stem and it released itself. When it released itself, it was attracted towards the surface of the earth. Okay? So he made an observation on material nature. He made an observation on nature. Then he went into deep contemplation. What does contemplation mean? Sita, without looking it up in your phone. What does contemplation mean?
Is that meditation?
Okay, now look it up. Vishwadhar is not helping us. He's busy typing this discourse. You must teach him how to multitask.
I got the meaning of contemplation. It's the action of looking thoughtfully at something for a long time.
Okay.
Also deep, reflective thought.
Okay. Thank you, Sita. I hope you're not in contemplation at satsang, you must be in meditation. Alright? Then how did he find the law of gravity? Because when you contemplate, when you think, your thoughts are vibrations, aren't they? When you think, you create a vibration. And the universe is in constant vibration. The universe is in constant vibration. The universe is in constant vibration. It exists through vibration. And when you contemplate and the frequency of your mind merges with the frequency of the universe, then that secret will unlock itself to you. And this is what happened to Einstein. And that is how he understood the law of gravity. It was the merging of his thoughts, which was in deep contemplation, with that exact frequency that was being exhibited by the universe. Okay. So how long ago was Einstein in town? Sita? Or is it Sir Isaac Newton? In which century was Einstein in town? Kabir, you want to venture an answer? Kabir don't care who's Einstein and who's Newton. How can Einstein and Newton help him today? $1800, 1900,
1921.
1921. How many years ago? Almost 100. 99 years ago. 99 years ago, he contemplated, and the universe afforded him with an answer, because his contemplation and the universe was on the same frequency. Alright? All of you understand? And this is called modern science. How many of you heard of a tuning fork? What's a tuning fork?
It's basically used to test your hearing.
To test your
Hearing.
hearing. It can be used in the air.
Yes.
It can be used underwater as well.
Mm.
If you hear something, Sita, can you hear me?
Yes.
How did you hear me?
The aid of my ear.
With the aid of your eardrums. How did your eardrums interpret what I said? What reached your eardrums?
Sound.
The sound.
Yeah.
Sound in the form of and vibration, sound vibration is kinetic, energy. You have heard of the word kinetic energy in your life? Kinetic energy is energy in motion. So did that energy enter your ear and you heard me? Okay? So this universe is energy in motion. This universe is energy in motion. So 98 years ago, a modern scientist, when he saw an apple fall, he contemplated, and through deep contemplation, when his mind, his thoughts resonated with that of the universe, he understood the law of gravity. I'm saying this many times. Because all of the mantras in the Vedas were similarly contemplated by our rishis and munis, whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead, through their experimenting with material nature in their absolute pure form, awarded them the secret teachings of the Vedas in a language called Sanskrit. You understand? What is a vimana? Dana, not your granddaughter's name. What is a vimana? A vimana is a airborne, land-borne, on surface of water-borne and underwater-borne vehicle. It was used in the Ramayana. It starts in Treta Yuga, it goes on to Dwapara Yuga, and it defies modern science. It defies modern science. And where is it found? In the Vedas. So I just want to conclude this one aspect, that the Vedas is unparalleled and unsurpassed when it comes to supreme science. The supreme scientist, Lord Sri Ramanuj, brought this supreme science in 60 years to benefit you and I today. The Vedas was relevant then, it is relevant today, and it will be relevant tomorrow. And when Lord Sri Ramanuj synthesized the Vedas, he had to read from papyrus and palm leaf, not books like us. 1,000 years ago there were no books, there were no printing presses. So Lord Sri Ramanuj had to read the Vedas from palm leaves and papyrus. Imagine how delicate it would have been for him to unroll leaves and read Vedic injunctions from leaves. Imagine those leaves when it became brittle and it broke. How much of care had to be taken to fit that part again in each of the leaves, Sita? And you can't read the Bhagavad Gita in print form or in electronic form, or even put earplugs and hear the sound, energy and vibrations of the Bhagavad Gita being read to you. Look at how many books Lord Sri Ramanuj had to read. He had to read the 4 Vedas, he had to read and realize. Read and realize all 4 Vedas. He had to read and realize the Bhagavad Gita. He had to read and realize the Vedanta Sutra. No saint has put this puzzle together in its absolute state. Like Adi Shankar, and I don't even want to contemplate why after Lord Sri Ramanuj, saints will still go in the dark. Okay? So the only existent supreme science that is extant, what does extant mean, Amita? That can be found today, still existing, is the writings of Lord Sri Ramanuj, if you want to understand supreme science in its absolute form. Other saints have taken again a few pieces of the jigsaw puzzle out of context and fit in where those parts fit in mechanically. All of you understand? And this is extremely important. Very, very important, because this is where the confusion in Sanatana Dharma is. Because one guru opens an ashram and he starts preaching only one portion of the puzzle, whether in context or not in context, and another guru, Sita, opens another ashram where he offers spiritual degrees. Sita, what he offers? Degrees. And Sita was in one of these universities herself. Okay? And where they just take one part of the puzzle, whether in context or not, and they base their entire teaching on that part. And saints have been doing this for a long time, and Sanatana Dharma has been weaving, waxing and waning like the moon. Like the moon. Because of the confusion. Because of the confusion when the entire jigsaw puzzle is not presented in its absolute form. Okay. Now to come back to today's science. To today's science. Today's science. Why did the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sriman Narayan, create this universe, Kavir? Sorry? Okay, Kavir doesn't know. Sita? Amita.
For the fallen souls to learn about the Vedas again.
The reason this universe was created so that myself, Amita, Sita, I don't know about Kavir, so all of us could pay our debt of our previous lifetimes. Because the science of the soul is love, and the innate nature of the soul is love and Sita? Love and hate. The innate nature of the soul is to love and hate. And because of love and hate, these material universes have been formed. And these material universes have been formed so that we can learn how not to hate. That has led us into 8.4 million species of bodies, and it's already just in this cycle of creation, 155 trillion years have passed already. And we have still not learned how to only
love,
and don't.
hate.
All of you understand? So love and hatred is the impetus for the creation of these multiverses. Then Lord Sriman Narayan, would that amount of love and hatred that we have, in proportion to that, He creates a destiny for us to live this lifetime. He creates a destiny for us to live in this lifetime. And if we go back, I said, who is the source of all sciences?
Lord Sriman Narayan.
Lord Sriman
Narayan.
Narayan. He is the source of all sciences. Is creation of the material universe not a science? Is creation of the material universe not a science?
It is.
It is a science. All modern scientists are wondering why this universe was created, how it was created. And the only system that can explain in comprehensive clarity is Sanatan Dharma. All other systems say that you are born once. When you die, you will either go to heaven or hell. Rishi, you believe that? Why? Why you don't believe that, Rishi? How far from Dhana you stay?
50 meters.
50 meters. What shape roof you have in your house?
Upside down V.
And Dhana?
Same.
No. I don't think you've been looking clearly, Rishi. And you stay 50 meters from Dhana. What kind roof Dhana got? You, Rishi's son. Let's see if you can see clearly now the rain is gone. Roof wood? Four sides. Now, why must Dhana's house have a roof with 4 sides and your father's roof must only have a V shape? Don't you think God is unfair? That of all people on earth, He gives Dhana a roof with not 1 side, 4 sides. And your father, He gives him a roof like an empty tumbler. Isn't God unfair if you only live 1 lifetime? If you only live 1 lifetime, then both Rishi and Dhana are supposed to have the same shaped roofs in the houses, isn't? And this is why Sanatan Dharma is the only absolute science, scientific answer. Because you continue reincarnating with your own destiny. And that is why no two people is the same, because it is your destiny that has brought you, that gave birth to you in this lifetime. Whatever you are enjoying, whatever you are suffering, it is because of your destiny in a previous lifetime. All of you understand, this is an exact science. This is why this universe was created, so that we all, yes Bhaiya, it was destiny that Rishi must be your father. Okay? There is a complete, absolute managerial system, Rishi, where all children, all parents, all grandparents, this supercomputer picks everyone of a particular destiny in a particular family to be married to a particular man or a particular woman. All this is your destiny. It is a individual destiny, then it is a partnered destiny when you marry, and then it becomes a family destiny when you have children, then it becomes a societal destiny when you live in society, and then it becomes a local destiny when you're living in your locality, and then it becomes a national destiny, and ultimately it becomes an international destiny. Sita, can you run such a spreadsheet? There's an infinite amount of souls that's occupying this complex system of dying and being born again and finding the family of your destination. So how do we fix this, Nirali? How do we fix this? Nirali, how do we fix this? Nirali wanted an answer. She came to Satsang today for all her problems to be answered, not solved. She needs answers. Nirali, how can we fix this? So, this is the science of the soul. Science of the soul. The soul has entered this current life. Every soul that's seated here, that's watching, and that's going to be watching, even when I'm long gone. The current status of any soul, whether it's a plant, butterfly, eagle, ant, snake, elephant, that body, that soul earned that body. That soul earned that body. And that is a absolute science. How do we get out of this tangle? So every soul, when it moves from one body to the next body, it carries with it a spreadsheet. How do we clear that spreadsheet? What does that spreadsheet contain? What it contains? Karma. The baggage that you move, suitcase full. Dana, you horse and trailer full. From lifetime to lifetime is called?
Karma.
Karma. Alright? God, being the supreme scientist, also created a way out. And we established that Lord Sriman Narayan, just over 5,000 years ago, in his form as Nara and Narayan, appeared on this earth as Lord Shri Krishna and Arjuna. Nara and Narayan appeared on this earth just over 5,000 years ago as Krishna and Arjuna. They appeared on this earth to give you a pocket book of absolute science. To give you a pocket book of absolute science. And this science is to redeem your karmas. Redeem your karmas. which karmas can be redeemed and which cannot be redeemed. A karma that has started already, it moves like a arrow. If it is released from the bow, if it is released from the bow, it cannot be stopped. Accumulated karma that is about to fructify, that's already on your crossbow but not released, those karmas can be redeemed. So some of you will come to satsang and say this satsang is not working for me. The reason it's not working because certain specific karmas are already released. That bow have to reach, that arrow have to reach its
Destination.
its target. Okay? I want you to understand carefully that a bona fide satsang by a guru of the Sri Ramanuj Sampradaya is equivalent to an operating theatre. Is equivalent to an operating theatre, because the Guru, through this transcendental knowledge, plucks away the karma that is embedded in your consciousness and burns it to ashes. If, Nirali, you need an operation, can you sit at home and get operated? Where you have to go to operate? Hospital, you have to take your anesthetics, you have to lie down and you have to get operated. Similarly, if you are here just for knowledge, then it's fine. But if you need to change your destiny, if you need to change your destiny, it means I have to put you on a spiritual operating table, and through transcendental knowledge, your illnesses, your problems will be
Solved.
nullified. Have I proven this in the past 6 years? Have I proven this in the past 6 years? Yes. Guruji's grandson, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj, Guruji's grandson, called me 2 days ago. And he said, Acharya Ji, he sent a message on Messenger that our family is in a critical situation now. Please tell Guruji to help us. Okay? About 4 years ago, he called me and he also asked for help and he got helped. We've been proving all what we do because science goes hand in hand with proof. Science have to go hand in hand with Nirali proof. And we have thousands of testimonies. Thousands of testimonies where destinations were changed when they attended satsang. So this is how I want you to understand, those of you that are local and physically present in. The deeper the problem, the more satsang, the frequency of attending satsang should be more. All of you understand? Because the system that we operate is scientific and absolute, we cannot change that dynamics. All of you understand? Like I was telling Vishwadhar today. He said, Acharya ji, ashram is already almost ready. I think we must start advertising. And I said, Vishwadhar, please do not go into the streets of Joburg and carry these pamphlets. Bring your sweetheart back. Will make your partner learn to love you. Haven't you all got these?
Yes.
Nirali? You all know which adverts I'm talking about? You all didn't get it, Naveen? Nobody came and gave you in your truck? I'll bring your lost lover back. Thousands of pamphlets. They even put posters. Okay, I told Vishwadhar, please do not do that. We do not need to advertise. We do not need to advertise. Okay? Are there any questions up until this point? Nirade, do you have any questions? The attendance of satsang is extremely important when we need to change our destiny, Naveen. When we need to change our destiny, we have to attend satsang. It's an absolute science, can't be changed. I never write the science, I'm just a lecturer in the science. Alright, I'm just a lecturer. There's the big boys, Guruji and Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj and Lord Shri Ramanuj. Okay? Are there any questions? Any questions? Any announcements, Amita?
No.
Any car not parked properly will get 1,000 rand fine. Jai Shri Narayan.
Jai Shri.